This month I have one of my most anticipated books of the year from one of my favorite authors and some anticipated backlist titles. So let's talk about it, shall we? Hello. My name is Nakia. Welcome to my channel. It is August. I cannot believe it, but I am so happy because we are that much closer to fall. Oh, I can taste it. Pumpkin spice, apple cinnamon. I'm starting to see fall things popping up here on Instagram and I'm just storing them up. I just can't wait because I just have to share every day on my Instagram story. So if you're not following me, follow me. You see the name, you see the info. Come on over, see what I'll be getting into. But in the meantime, let's talk about what I'm going to read in August. Now, August is interesting because, like I said, I'm already in that fall mood, but it's still time for me to get some last minute things in that I need to get in before I get into the real comfy, cozy reads for September and spooky season, October. So for this month, I already knew when these books were coming out that I was going to be reading them come August, because again, these were some of my most anticipated books of this year. And then I have my top of my TBR list. I did a video, I will link it here. So I am also trying to keep up with those as well, backlist titles. So let's just talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's start with one of these backlist titles, shall we? Because I have it right here, right in front of me. Now, this author, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about them. We shall see after I read this book, but I've seen other books of theirs that I'm not interested in. So I was like, maybe this will be a one-hit wonder. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm speaking of V.E. Schwab, and I'm going to be reading Vicious. Finally, this was at the top of my TBR backlist titles. I feel like I wanted to read this last year as well, but I'm finally getting to it. All I know is that this involves two friends that meet in college, and in their senior year, they have a thesis project where they are working on something that affects adrenaline and something like that. Near-death experiences, some of that good stuff, I don't know. But they end up not only writing this thesis paper, but experimenting on themselves. And we don't know what happens, but some stuff goes wrong because we fast forward to 10 years later where one of the friends is getting out of prison. So what happened there? And now his friend is his arch nemesis, his foe. They are mortal enemies. And so all I know is that whatever they were working on gets out into the masses and they are trying to stop it from creating destruction. And in the meantime, they are enemies. And like I said, trying to stop each other. I don't know. Anyway, I'm curious. I love superhero movies. If you didn't know, you should know. And so, yeah, this really intrigues me. I hope it is as good as I think. I am also going to do the audiobook in tandem because I listened to a little sample. I like what I heard. So this should be fun. Looking forward to it, as already said. Next up, we have a book by an author that I have read 3 of her books so far. So I put her up there with one of my favorites because I have not had a flop from her yet. I've given them all 3 stars and above. And I'm speaking of Ruth Ware, and I'm going to be reading It Girl, her 2022 release. Now, this is not my typical preference for thriller mystery type of books because I don't really like things to do with friendships and backstabbing and stuff like that. But it's Ruth Ware, I'm gonna see. So I talked about this in more detail in my 2022 anticipated book releases video for the second half of 2022. So you can check that video out. But just briefly, this is about a group of friends, once again, who meet in college. And I know that there's one friend who's Miss Popular, Miss It Girl, and she ends up dying. She's murdered. And someone does go to prison for her murder, but we fast forward to where one of the friends, the main character we're following, she starts to think that the wrong person went to jail for this. And of course, she's going to try to figure out what happened. So I am intrigued by that mystery portion. I love a mystery. You know I do. I've said this before. So I hope Ruth Ware does not disappoint. I've seen good ratings so far. That's all I know. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. I'm doing this thing now where when I'm going to read a book, I don't want to hear anything. I do that normally with TV shows and movies, but I'm now doing it with books because it affects what I think. So if I start to hear anybody say anything, I'm skipping ahead. I don't want to know. But I do know so far it has like 4 stars and above on Goodreads. So hopefully it serves me well. Notice my new book back here. You all know favorite book of 2022, and it was so beautiful. I had to buy a copy, and I mean, this is my favorite book I own, most precious. Oh, I just love it. Anyway, I digress. So next up, we have who I would consider an auto-buy author at this point. He has just been one of my favorites. His books make me think, make me feel. I just love it. And I'm speaking of Blake Crouch and none other than Upgrade. This book came out at the end of July, and I was like, I got to wait because July is already planned, but I knew as soon as August hit, it was the first book on my TBR list. So again, I went over this in detail in my anticipated releases for the second half of the year video, but short and sweet. I do know this is about a man who has had some experimentation on his genes, and it has given him like more abilities and things that he didn't have, like he's stronger and faster and smarter and all kind of things. And in typical Blake Crouch fashion, something is not right with this technology. He has to try to stop things from getting out of hand. Sounds similar to Vicious. So clearly I like that trope. I am so looking forward to this. I love me some Grape Crouch. I love me some Blake Crouch. So again, I am so looking forward to this. I've seen good reviews so far, so I already know it's gonna be good. I'm not even worried about it. I ain't worried. Let's move on. Last but not least, I have another hard copy here from my library. So let me put this down. This is the next one, top of the TBR. There is an adaptation out that I have been waiting to watch because I was like, I gotta read the book first. I don't wanna watch the adaptation first. If I just am not interested in a book, I'll go ahead and watch the adaptation. But I was already interested in this, so I was like, I got to wait, which is funny. All my books for this month, well, all sci-fi fantasy except one thriller. But this one, like I said, I have been looking forward to. It is a trope that I love. I love a game, a VR world. Do you know what I'm talking about yet? You should. It is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now, like I said, this has been at the top of my TBR probably since 2020, backlist title. So finally getting to it. And I got the large print edition. Can you see that? There we go. My library does have that occasionally, and I was like, you know what? I'll be struggling trying to read these small prints. So I wanted the large print. Can you see that? Look at that. I love it. So I won't be straining. And this one, I will also be doing the audiobook as well. It is narrated by Will Wheaton, who I really enjoyed his narration in The Martian. So what I know about this one is that it takes place in 2044, which is so funny because it's not that far away. Kind of scary. But anyway, there is this boy we're following, the main character, and he loves to go into this VR world and this game. And there are puzzles you have to solve in this game that he goes into. But the creator of this game or this puzzle, he has left pop culture references and things all throughout, which I can't wait to see what they are because hopefully I know a lot of them and I can relate. I do see the author back here. Looks like he has a picture of him with some kind of looks like DeLorean from Back to the Future. So I am a child of the 80s and the 90s, so I should get most of these references. But anywho, so yeah, in this game, like I said, there's puzzles. I guess everybody's competing. And this boy gets a clue to one of the puzzles that he's starting to be able to solve, but then other players are about to come for him now. And it's a race. I have to figure out what's going to happen. That's all I know. I'm sure I will find out way more when I get into it. Because that's the thing with these sci-fi fantasy books. It's like when you read the synopsis, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I think I get it. And then after you read it, you're like, oh, now I got it. So I'll be able to tell you more in my wrap up. But I'm already intrigued from that. And like I said, I cannot wait, especially with the audiobook from Will Wheaton. I'm excited. I think I'm doing audiobooks for all of these, actually. Upgrade and It Girl. I listen to samples of all of them, and I just love now listening to audiobooks while I read because a lot of these audiobook narrators, or at least the ones I prefer, they narrate like a movie. And so it just adds to the experience. So look forward to updates about all of these. And you can always come chat with me on Instagram. I usually will post in my Instagram story so you can know which book I'm reading when. Yeah, so in that vein, comment down below. Let me know what you're reading in August, what you're looking forward to. Are you already ready for fall spooky season? Just cozying up. I mean, I'm in California. It doesn't get that crispy and cold here till like November, end of October, but I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna put my ambiance on and, you know, cannot wait to decorate. But I feel like these books are getting me in the mood. Clearly, I did enough with horror in July, so I'm not really looking for any horror this month. And plus, it's coming in September and October. But anyway, like I said, let me know what you're looking forward to in August. If you have any comments about any of these books, if you're reading any of these in this month of August, let me know that as well. Also, if you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know you made it this far in the video, and or show me some love, you can leave me a sun emoji. I'm just picking something random this time. I'm feeling sunny. I don't know, just popped in my head, but you can go ahead and leave me a sun emoji. Let me know you made it this far in the video. But I think that is it. TBRs are always short and sweet. I love them, easy to film. So that is it for this video. So until next time, let me get my mug. Snuggle up in your hideaway with a good book, unplug as much as possible, be kind to all kind, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.